pitch for that meeting, because that's what that new agent training is for. Like, and I think what we were doing, at least our leadership team here, is we were going more in depth. I think the call with Velocity, it's more the leadership person or agent just getting on there and talking about stuff that they're doing, as opposed to showing practical things like how to get through an application, where do you go for these things, that kind of stuff. But again, there must be this isn't negative at all. There must not be much value in our call if there's only one or two people showing up. There's just doesn't make sense to do it. So Velocity has one. I'll make sure I put it out there during our daily meetings, and we can go from there. All right. So we'll go ahead and get started this morning. Good morning, Mr. Salazar. I love the Bob Ross picture over your shoulder.
Thank you. Is that really Bob Ross?
I don't know. I'm just giving you a hard time. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning.
Good morning, buddy. Good morning, Amy. Thank you for getting Jeremy selling. I was like, I got to go fix that. And sure enough, it was done. So thank you. I appreciate it. Good morning, Renee, in your high rise, in the deluxe apartment in the sky.
Yeah.
Good morning, Tasha. Good morning, Chester. Good to see you. Mr. Bilo, I see you there, or your eyeballs. And that beautiful logo. Ramon, good to see you, my friend. Joshua, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Let's see. Mr. Pitts, what up?
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's see who else we got on here. Let me see. Ryan, good morning to you again. Smagala, good morning.
Morning.
Let's go up, buddy. Luke, good to see you this morning. Christy Polsak, we're glad you're here in the United States with us. Christy's our world traveler, you guys. Good morning, Christy. Good morning,
I'm actually
Amy.
traveling right now.
See? You're usually traveling on Fridays, going somewhere. Good morning to you. Sly, good to see you on, man. Sly's one of our newer teammates on Michael's team, and good to see you on, dude. Already getting started. Good morning. Guys, if I missed anybody, I apologize. Yell at me, throw a rock at me from wherever you're at. Anyway, good morning, you guys. We got a little bit of a cliffhanger this morning, but I'm really looking forward to it. I have to be completely honest. Brandy, I think I told you good morning. I think you were the first person I told good morning, but we had a bit of a small issue with our trainer today that was supposed to be from Mutual of Omaha. But I have to be honest with Gregory and I were talking yesterday. I didn't know that Mutual of Omaha has a childhood IUL. I didn't know that. So I'm really, Tim, did you know that, Tim? I didn't either. That's why I'm glad we got you here, Gregory. So I've been wanting to put an IUL on my daughter just because I know what it's going to do for her. And I was waiting for her to turn 18, but beautiful thing. Looking forward to hearing about that today. So we're going to go ahead and get started like we always do with our recognition and good news. And Michael, we'll start with you.
All right. Well, good news for me. It's a great morning and stuff like that. Got a pretty busy day ahead of us. And got a couple people and new people inside the call today. So, it's a pretty good day.
Awesome stuff. Congratulations on your big week, man. Proud of you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Ramon, any good news?
Hey, good morning, everyone. Eric, I guess got his license. He's starting his contracting. So yeah, everyone on the team's doing good. We're all moving forward, but yeah, just same stuff Michael said.
Appreciate you, Ramon. Be safe driving, man. Good to see you. Renee.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. So my good news is I'm finally getting back to health where I got a bunch of appointments set up for the next couple days and just looking to play some catch up here and get ready to go to convention. I'm excited to go. I'm excited to see everybody there too.
Yeah, looking forward to that as well. Renee, you sound a lot better, so I'm glad you're starting to feel better. I had that for about 2 days, so I know how you feel. Keep drinking tea and local honey. It'll make you feel better for sure. All right, Pitts, you're up.
Good morning, everyone. So happy to be on here. Glad to see everybody. So proud of Miss Brandy, just all of the hard work she's been doing. That girl has been just on fire. We had some hiccups this week. We learned some stuff, didn't we, Brandy? When you got somebody on the phone or you're in front of somebody, that is the most important client. We left one client to go see another client because we were running out of time, and went back to the other client and they didn't answer. right away. So we learned that one big thing. If the client that you're with is the most important client, even if you got another appointment coming up in 5 or 10 minutes. So great job, Brandy. Just keep up the good work. Welcome to Crystal joining our team. And we're trying to do some big things down here in Georgia. So thanks.
I know you guys have are working on a lot of stuff out there, and it's pretty awesome. It really is. It's exciting to hear. I know with a couple, we have talked or whatever about interviewing somebody, and I can hear the excitement in Brandy's voice. And I know it comes from the work that you guys are doing. So pretty exciting stuff happening in the GA for sure. All right. Let's see. Let's go to Mark.
I was able to get out in the field for the first time in the new year yesterday. So did a little travel trip. I had been under the weather, so kind of back at it. My month started yesterday, really, for me, as far as going out and seeing clients, but real happy for my team. Blaine Davis got his first deal on the books this week. He's been, working another job and trying to jump into this. So he's made a commitment, and I'm excited for him. Excited to see Ryan develop his own style. He's becoming a master of phone sales. He's just a grinder and hammering it out. Every single lead, he gets every dollar's worth out of that lead. So I'm real proud of him and happy for him. Excited for the whole Team Genesis. There's so many new riders coming on board. So proud of Michael Salazar for his big week. That's just fantastic. It won't be your last, bud. I can see you doing this all year long. So I'm real excited for you and everybody here. Just know that there's nothing holding you back. Just jump out there and work, and good things are going to happen.
Man, Mark, I couldn't have said that better myself. Well said. All right, Bilo, you're up.
I mean, what's there to follow after that, Marcus? Gee, that's outstanding. I mean, that girl is on fire right there now, Geez, that was good. No, man, just excited to, there are some new faces on here, and that's good stuff, guys. And again, it's just be doing a little bit every day. Just get 1% better a day, man. That's all this thing takes. And especially in this business, you will literally learn something new every day, like a child IUL. There you go. So, guys, just embrace it and put on your learning hat, your school hat, and just keep this thing going. And so now officially I have to stop calling Michael or Cowboy, as I refer to him as for all this time. So congratulations on a great week, dude. Outstanding. And that's what it's about. It's always good to see people just cause check the box, baby. 10,000, it's done. Just check the box, So 4-minute mile was just broke. So we need some other folks to come on and break that 4-minute mile or that $10,000 barrier. Guys, it ain't hard. It's just activity. That's all it boils down to, is activity. Am I right on that, Michael?
Yeah, you're 100% right.
Yeah,
keep yourself busy. You'll be fine.
Yeah, every day. Just income producing activities, guys. So anyway, that's what I got. Take it away, my man.
That's awesome. Yeah, and that was one of my things today. First of all, I guess my good news. Grateful to be here. Grateful to wake up this morning and not have COVID and be sick. We all know that's going around. And just the opportunity that we have. I was honored and humbled to be able to speak with Wiley Hawkins and Bailey Jaber. You guys might not know who those guys are, but I think there's maybe 50 years on the planet between both of them. And these guys are doing 30, 40, 50, 60K a month. And it's exciting when you go into an office and you have people like that come around and you see what they're doing is not that special. They're just going to work. And anybody that was in our office the last few days with those guys there, they know that. I know Jeremy got an opportunity to be around them. Kelly has, Michael has. He's not doing anything different than the rest of us are doing. He's just dialing more and he's buying more leads. I mean, the guy spent $3,500 in leads, but he wrote $44,000 last week. I mean, the math it's easy. You put the money in and you put the effort in and you make the dials. It's going to happen. It's not rocket science. And it's really not, we hear Sean say it all the time. This is not that, it's not that complicated. It's not. It's buying your leads. It's making the dials. It's going to sit with people. I think it was Ryan, you asked a question earlier about, just some of the things. I don't battle with people anymore. I used to. Because you get somebody on the phone, you're like, I got to set this appointment. If they don't want it, move on. Help the people that just go after the low hanging fruit. Help the people that want to help. Don't drive yourself nuts and chasing leads down and doing all that other stuff. It's not worth it. It's really not worth your time. If they don't want to protect their family, move on to the ones that do. Don't drive yourself crazy with this. So my good news is today's a good day to be a good day. We started the year off with a 40K issue paid week. We're off to a fantastic start, and we will exceed 5 million this year. Just excited for the new people. We just had Jeremy Kirkendall, one of my new guys, actually didn't even call me and did his first app, which is nuts. So Jeremy got his award last night. Yeah, absolutely. And then we got a lot of people that are in the pipeline coming on. Michael's recruited several people. We're at the point now where we have 3 or 4 new people coming in every single day from all over the organization. And that's how we'll grow for sure. I want to make my pitch for Miami. If you haven't signed up yet, please do. It's going to change the trajectory of your life. It will, financially and all kinds of other stuff as well. So I want to make a big push for that. And last but certainly not least, I'm gonna make sure I don't get choked up here because I did when I talked to Michael about this yesterday. Really proud of you, man. Congratulations on your big week. I know when you came here, we spent some time. I beat you up and punched you in the eyes a couple times. But you're taking the skill that was taught to you, and you can do that. You can use the skill you have now anywhere. And we hope you stay here. We hope you do all that because you know you have a very bright future with what you're doing. And now that, as Tim mentioned, you broke that 4-minute mile, you've broken that glass ceiling. There's other people on here that are looking at you going, Michael did 10K. If he can do it, I can do it. And it's not a negative thing. It shows other people what's possible. It shows other people what can be done. Now that you've done 10, I guarantee you 12 and 15 and 20 is right around the corner. Because you know the activity to get to 10. The activity to get to 15 and 20 is just that next level, breaking that glass ceiling of that next 4-minute mile. So congratulations to you.
Can I throw something in there? Can I throw something in there too?
Hey,
you
man.
know, the new theme today is I want to be a cowboy, you know, but but guys, I'm a squared up white guy. I'm about as white as they come. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and again, look at Michael, you know, long hair, everything, doesn't matter. It's all about activity. And I'm going to go back to that. And I'm going to keep hammering that. It's just about activity. And guys, we are figuring some things out here. And we're getting tied into some good stuff, you know. And again, don't grow weary in well doing because we are getting some stuff figured out. And 10,000 will be the norm. I'm telling you, it will be the norm. So yeah, good stuff, Michael. Good stuff, my brother.
Thank you.
Hey, Renee, if you don't mind, I know you're not feeling the best, but you put some information out there yesterday that I thought was pretty awesome. And a lot of times in Slack, people scroll through it. If there's not a picture by it, they just don't read it. That I don't know where you got the link from, but thank you for posting it. If you don't mind reposting that today, now that I'm going to shed some light to it, it looks like the link that you found with a bunch of scripts and stuff like that in there.
Yeah.
If you don't mind reposting that at some time, guys, took an opportunity, took about 20, 30 minutes to flip through that. There's some really good stuff out there. There's stuff on Ffl Go as well. That's good. But a lot of people are asking, like, where do I get messages sometimes. What do you say about to this person or that person? These scripts are very good. Make it your own. But I know a lot of times people skip through stuff like that. Please take a couple minutes and go through that. It may help you. So Renee, thank you for posting that. Much appreciated. All right, Amy, anything? Thanks, Renee. Sorry, she just posted it. Anything? We good? All right. I know you'll interrupt me here in a little bit, so we're in good shape. All right. All right, let me get here to my notes. Go up to the top of this deal. All right, and let me share my screen. All righty. All right, you guys see my screen?
Yes. Yep.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. Guess I need to make that the correct date, huh? All right, HCMS, and you guys get tired of hearing about it every week, but make sure when you get your new carriers in, make sure you're getting them entered into HCMS. When I get the emails that you guys have got new appointments, I usually email you and email Amy. If there's one that Amy has to put in there, because some of them you can't, she has to, I will notify you. Otherwise, I'll say, please enter your agent code into HCMS. If you are somebody that's building an organization, you will be copied on that. Make sure you're urging your business partner to put their codes into HCMS. It makes things so much easier. Anyway, I'm going to go past that part. Monthly bonuses, $500, 30,000 or more in a month, $500, 40K plus $750, just goes all the way up. You write 150,000 in a month, $6,000 bonus is coming your way. March 22nd and 23rd, we will be having our third next level training. Can't believe it's coming up on the third one already. Spots are limited to 15, and yes, they are limited to 15. So if you think you want to go, or you might want to go, just send me a Slack saying, I would like to RSVP to next level. You can even just say next level, and I'll know what you're talking about. There's currently, there's 3 people registered already. So there's only 12 spots left, 22nd through 23rd. For those of you guys that are new, we hold a training every other month in St. Louis. And we practically train on everything from buying the leads. So we will literally go into the CRM, walk you through that process. You can ask any questions about any lead types or any lead types that are outside of FFL, all of that stuff. So from buying the lead all the way through closing the sale, doing a 6-month review, a 12-month review, all of that. That's what we cover there. And I think the trainings are starting to get better and better and better. And heck, if you got something you might want to train on that you're good at, hey, we need people to step up, and from that standpoint too. So looking forward to that. In reference to our meeting schedule, Mondays and Thursdays, 7:30 a.m. Central, basically all day long. Velocity puts on a dialing session. Really, they're happening all over the country. So you can get on and literally listen to other agents that are writing 10, 15, 20K a month, really a week. But hear what they say, ask them questions, etc. So it is very helpful to be on there. I don't think people utilize that enough, and it's a great tool because 80% of this business is the phone. In reference to recruiting, we have our Wednesday recruiting meeting at 8 o'clock. It's getting bigger and bigger. There were 17 of us on there Wednesday, which I think is absolutely amazing. That shows people are really wanting to build this business, which is awesome. So we train on everything from the first initial contact with that new teammate all the way through getting them onboarded through the licensing process, etc. And even if you are a new person or you builders out there, if you have somebody that's new, I highly recommend you have them on that meeting, because what it's going to do is it's going to solidify some of the processes that they're going to go through and help get them writing business faster. Velocity on Thursday. These guys, I got to be honest, these meetings on Thursday keep getting better and better and better. And the people that are speaking on these meetings are, some of these names you guys might not realize or know yet, but Jake Conan, $1 million producer. I think he did $1.5 million on his own pen last year. Easton Patton, Zach Trudowski, Wiley Hawkins, Bailey Jaber, like people that are doing 10, 15, 20, 30K a week. They're just spilling the beans, basically, allowing you to ask them questions. So that meeting is really good. That's one that I would never miss just because of the content. And they're usually about 30, 40 minutes. We're just keeping you guys abreast of what's out there for you. And then, of course, our meeting today, we'll cover any questions and things like that you guys have. But we always have a feature speaker. And I'm very, very much looking forward to Gregory's training today, because it looks like I'm going to be buying a policy on my kid here sometime later this week. So from that perspective, our string list is growing. Mark, so excited to see you hit that 52 weeks. I got something really cool coming your way. But Brian Spagalo, 2 weeks in a row. Great job, Brian. And Brian, I know I said this last week, but I got to tip my hat to you, dude. I know you were kind of, pushing and trying to figure out how to do the telesale stuff. And you've been putting your work in, dude. You can tell you've been working your butt off, because I think your last 12, 13, 14 sales have either been over the phone or via telesales or Zoom. And I tip my hat to you. That is not an easy transition. It's not. So congratulations, Brian. Keep up the great work, man. 2 weeks in a row for Brian, 2 for Amy. Jeremy Cruz, 2 weeks in a row. Mr. Salazar, big time here, 2 weeks in a row. We know he'll make it 3 here very shortly. We've got Kelly Bain was 2 weeks in a row. Great job, Kelly. We've got Paul Zimney 3 weeks in a row. Kwaku Okafor, 4 weeks in a row. Ryan, 4 weeks in a row. Congratulations, you guys. Christy Posak, the World Traveler, 15 weeks in a row, and obviously has earned her Queen of String plaque. And Christy, I think your placard should be here pretty soon. So looking forward to handing that to you and taking some pictures with you. We got Mr. Gregory Pitts, just recruiting, building, growing an organization here, 24 weeks in a row. Congratulations, Gregory. That's just fantastic. And then Renee Barker just keeps getting better here, starting to get her new recruits in at 38 weeks in a row. Great job, Renee. And Mr. Bilo, don't know what to say about you, brother. You do it all. The organization did $1.2 million last year, was worldwide. And oh my gosh, Great Life. Sorry about that, Mark. Worldwide and Great Life were 60% of our business last year, which is absolutely fantastic. Led by the front with Tim and Mark. Tim, 47 weeks in a row that he's protected a family. And Mark Williams leading the pack. Number one producer with Genesis last year of over 200K and 52 weeks in a row. 15 people are on strings, and I know that list is going to get bigger and bigger. Congratulations to you all. In reference to our spotlight, if you will, or I guess spotlight agents, Tim was actually featured in all of FFL for doing what he's done so far. 1.2 million issued, right at 200,000 issue paid for the year, and will be. I know he's shooting for Hall of Fame this year. And if I know Tim like I do for the 20 plus years I have, I know he'll make that happen. So Tim, congratulations for being spotlighted in all of FFL this past week. As you guys heard Mark mention just a little bit ago, Blaine Davis gets his first sale of $568. So protects his first family. So pretty excited about that. And then the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Salazar here, his first $10,000 week, huge week for him, and really just getting started. So Michael, congratulations to you. Congratulations to Blaine. And I know it'll be mentioned next week, but congratulations to Jeremy Kirkendall, even though he's actually at his full-time gig right now. So we know what's going to happen with that in a couple months. All right, according to our numbers here, our top producers last week, got Mr. Michael Salazar coming in the .1 spot at just over 10K in his first $10,000 week, earning his jersey. And then we got Mr. Tim Bilo coming in the #2 spot, 65.49. And of course, Mr. Brian Smagala, I'm gonna start calling him Mr. Telesales here at 46.14. So congratulations to our top. Yes, sir. All right, our numbers for last week. 42K last week, another pretty solid week. And these numbers are going to continue to get bigger as our team gets bigger. That's obviously just kind of common sense there. So number 16, Mr. Blaine Davis protects his first family there with good life. So congratulations to Mark and Blaine. Got Amy Hillier at 600, protecting the family. Jeremy Cruz hitting protecting the family last week as well at 662. Mr. Brandon Kniff getting in the mix, $1,077. Kwaku on the board again, continuing his string, $1,115. All right, Kelly Payne, $1,120. I think you guys are going to start seeing some big numbers from her. And then Renee Barker, $1,244, a family protected, even though she's been under the weather. Great job, Renee, to pushing through. Gregory Pitts, $1,904, 3 families protected. Well done, Gregory. World Traveler, Christy Polsak, $2,560, 4 families protected. Ryan, I'm going to pause for just a second. Ryan, I know you were asking questions a few minutes ago, but you, in my opinion, you are the epitome of what this is. You're always asking questions. You're being extremely consistent. I don't know what kind of conversation that you and Mark are having, but I love seeing the consistent numbers. And the only way you do that is if you're digging in, you're asking questions, and you're going to work. And I love recognizing people publicly. I'm not trying to step over anybody else, but I know the work that's going into what you're doing, Ryan. And on behalf of myself and the leadership team, keep up the great work, man. 2604, 3 families protected. And your string is tight too. I know that. So congratulations, Ryan, cracking that top 10. Then we got Mr. Williams, 2652, 1 family protected. Mr. Zimney, PZ, $3,100.
The
2 families
assassin.
protected. Awesome job, Paul. And then we got Mr. Smagala, Mr. Telesales, $4,614, 5 families protected. There's the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Worldwide, Mr. Bilo, $65.49, 7 families protected. And then there's Michael, $10,077 with 11 families protected. And the coolest part about the whole thing, you guys, our average sale across the board at FFL is about $1,000. If you look at some of the numbers on here, that's actually right at what we're averaging. So what that does, you guys, I know you see the huge sales and those kinds of things across the board. If you get on Facebook, that's the reason why a lot of people think this is fake. If you look at the numbers, Michael wrote $10,000 in a week, and I don't care what anybody says, 10K in a week, you're working your butt off. And I know he and I had a phone call, or actually we interviewed somebody, and he was sitting there at our office here in St. Louis at 7, 8 o'clock at night, grinding it out, trying to make it happen, and he did. That's 11 families protected. What that tells me is Michael's asking the appropriate questions, and he's putting in place what the client needs. He's not trying to go out and hit home runs all the time. And that's what these numbers indicate. If you look at Tim, 65.49, 7 families protected. That's less than $1,000 per family. If you look at Brian Smagala, 46.14, 5, that's less than $1,000. If you look at Paul, 3,100, that's $1,500. That's not bad. That's right at $90, $93, $94 per person. We're right on the right path. And what we're doing, this shows our numbers indicate we're doing the right things by our clients. And that that makes me ecstatic, because that means we're doing what we're supposed to do. 42,491 for the week, 47 families protected. Something we should be really proud of, guys, because this is going to get bigger and bigger. In reference to our top 10, Gregory, I'm putting you on notice here, brother. You're getting ready to be up here in just a second. In reference to our top 10 for January, for the first week of January, you guys have come out swinging. We got Kaylee Eves, 1604 to start on our number 10 spot. We got Siri at 2190. Renee Barker, 2321. Got Tim Belo at 2862. Got Bob Funk down there in Texas at 3145. Kwaku, $3,304 to crack our top 5 so far issue paid for the year. So look, here's our top 5 issue paid so far. Got Brian Smagala, 3415 to get the campaign started. Gregory Pitts in the top 3 so far for the year, 3438. Way to go there, Mr. Pitts. Michael Salazar, 3881, our number 2 spot for the year. So Michael, you were talking all kind of cash just a few weeks ago. And I know Mark and Tim said they were going to knock you off, but right now you got them. So keep it up. It's thought it'd be fun to see what you guys do for 2022. And there he is right there. Good luck, Michael. He's very competitive, Tim. So good luck. And Ryan, just what I was just saying just a few moments ago, you're getting this thing figured out, man. And we got some things between Mark, Tim, and myself that are coming down the pike that's really going to help. $5,101 to start off the year. Our number 1 producer for the first week of January. Congratulations to our top 10, and especially congratulations to Ryan figuring this thing out. As I mentioned, for week 1 of the year, I'll put this out on Slack so you guys can analyze this if you'd like. 39,515 so far with 20 producers. So that's a pretty good start to the year. And of course, that $5 million is going down, and all the money that will be made by you guys and the families protected. Last couple of things before I swing to Gregory to do the training for the Mutual of Omaha Child IUL is we had several people get on the board yesterday to start the week, even though it was Dial Day. Pretty awesome. We got Kelly Bain, so she's actually pushed her streak now, or string, if you will, at 360 protecting a family. We got Brandon Kniff, 798 protecting a family yesterday. Jeremy Kirkendall, right here in Missouri with us, $1,040 protecting his first family and his first sale. So proud of what Jeremy's doing. We got Mr. Jeff Scott, $1,112 protecting a family yesterday. Mr. Williams here, $1,286, 1 family protected. And Paul Zimney comes out swinging, $1,963, 2 families protected, and moving his string to the next week.
Yeah.
So, hey guys, just wanted to give you, I know there's a ton of information on just all over social media. And I know some of us on here work other full-time jobs and that kind of stuff, and we all get busy. It's our job to make sure you're informed. 618, let's call it 619. $619 million was issue paid in 2021. And I know that seems like a crazy number, but you got to understand what you guys are holding on to. There is no other IMO close, not even close. And FFL is going on 9 years of being in business. 9 going on 10 years of being in business is a pretty long barometer or footstepper for you being able to take the pulse of what's going on in an organization. Is FFL perfect? No, there's no such thing. There's no such thing. But here's the deal. If you look at what all the rest of our competition is doing, we have no competition. And that's why when people come here and say, no, I'm just going to sell, I'm not going to recruit, they end up recruiting. Because what happens is people see the numbers and the numbers don't lie. $619 million of issue paid business means FFL is going to write $1 billion this year. And you all have equal share to get as much of that as you want, because it's an unlimited opportunity. So I just wanted you guys to see this. If it missed you on social media, this is the organization that you're a part of, and this is what we're doing. If you divide 1,000 into that, think about how many families were actually protected and how many families will be protected when they need it the most. That's pretty outstanding. And it lets me know, because I am a praying person, lets me know I'm in the right place at the right time. So leadership, I don't know if you guys have anything to say about that before I swing to Gregory, but I've never seen numbers like this before at an organization, and we're small in reference to numbers compared to a lot of our competitors. So, all right, if not, I'm going to go ahead and move forward, even though we'll do $1 billion. 850 is the goal, but the stretch goal, if you will, is $1 billion. I just don't believe we won't get there as an organization. So I saw this posted the other day. I just thought it was worth sharing. I think we're going to blow well past that 850K. For those of you guys that it tickles you to write Americo, just keep in mind, I'll get a new slide here, but the bonus will be the same, 8%. When you write $45,000 worth of business with Americo that's on the books at the end of a 6-month period of time, so it should be sometime around June of this year, they'll pay you out 8% bonus on that, as long as you're in good standing with the company and don't have a lot of chargebacks and those kind of things. Just want to remind you guys that that's there. And we have 18 days until convention. There's over 13,000 people registered, full 4-day training. And I'm telling you guys, we all do things that we want to do. We all go places we want to go. You want to go to this. You really do want to go to this. I know the annual convention last year, Tim and I had an opportunity to speak because of what our organization was doing. And I can tell you guys, the things you'll pick up, the connections that you'll make, the relationships you'll build there, it's going to move your business forward. Especially if you're somebody that's recruiting and building a team, it's unheard of that you wouldn't be there. I promise you, I will never miss another convention ever moving forward, however long my career is here at FFL. So get yourself there, fflconvention.com. If you guys are looking for rooms, I know on the VP thread, there were still some rooms left with the Airbnbs at some spots. If you're interested in that, let me know and I'll reach out to those people. Make sure you get yourself set up for that. Last pitch here, and then we'll go to Gregory to train on Mutual of Omaha, is WorkSpots. WorkSpots is a great program, $99 a month that you'll be able to write off. It allows you to go into any office in of the 250 plus offices across the country, and printing, water, coffee, tea, the relationships, the stuff that you'll learn from other people there, it's worth it. And the lead discounts that you'll get. Discounts with Enterprise Rental Card, National Rental Card, all that kind of stuff, Home Depot, Best Buy. Trust me, it pays for itself. So from that perspective, I'm going to go ahead, and if nobody has any questions, I'm going to swing to Mr. Pitts. And Gregory, do you need me to share the screen, or do you need that?
Yes, please, sir.
All right, I'm going to make you the host. We should be good at this now, Gregory.
Right.
All right. You should have it, buddy.
All right. Well, thank you, Corey. Thank you, Team Genesis. Congratulations, Michael, on that 10,000, man. That is just fantastic. And believe you me, Brandy's watching everything you're doing. So we were just texting about you while they were celebrating you today. So we're going to talk about child Iul policies. And like Corey said, and just a few months ago, Corey, I didn't even know that you could do a child Iul policy with, but I found out that there's a way you can do it with Mutual of Omaha. Now, just to let you guys know, the IUL for IUL is a tax-free retirement account type of account where it has a death benefit, and then it has not just a cash value, but a cash accumulation that accrues over a period of time. Now, the difference between that and a regular whole life policy builds a cash value that you can take a loan out, but you have to pay that loan back plus the interest before you die. And the reason I say that, because if you didn't pay it before you died, then you're going to lose that amount of the death benefit. For example, let's say you have a $100,000 regular whole life policy. You took out a $20,000 loan on that. You have to pay that loan back, that $20,000 back, plus the interest that has accrued with that. If you didn't, when you died, your family will get the $100,000 minus the $20,000 plus the interest that was on that. So your family, instead of getting back that $100,000, and instead of getting $80,000 back, they'll get probably $75,000, $76,000, depending on what the interest was on that. On an IUL, the death benefit is never touched. So that same $100,000 you build a cash accumulation on there. When you died, your family would get the death benefit plus the cash accumulation, depending on how much it was. And if you borrowed or took some of that cash accumulation out, it's not taxed. You don't have to pay it back, and there's not any interest you have to pay, because you ain't had to pay it back. It's your money to use how you want to use it. So, and in this example, we're talking about one for the children. So I'm gonna share my screen, and I'm gonna go right to. So I use Mutual of Omaha for my children's policies. I'm really big on it. And something that I learned yesterday, Corey was talking about, we had a little glitch in who our trainer was going to be. Something I learned yesterday that coincides with what he just said about the 600 million that FFL did. Mutual of Omaha, FFL is Mutual of Omaha's #1 client. And that was a big issue yesterday with the person who was supposed to come on here and talk. Me and Corey, we were going back and forth and all of this, but it's all good. So just want to make sure everybody can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, we can. Yep, we got you.
Okay, good. So put my glasses back on. So
hey, Gregory, can I pause you for 2 seconds?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I know I get a lot of questions on WinFlex. Do you mind sometime over the next couple of weeks, you and I just doing a quick video on how to set WinFlex up? You mind?
Okay, yeah. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple.
Yep. Thank you.
Yep. So I'm gonna try to go through this pretty quick. WinFlex is its own entity, but on here you can access it inside of Mutual of Omaha. So when you go into Mutual of Omaha, you would just you would log in, go to sales and marketing, illustrations and quoting, and then you come up with the WinFlex. Visit WinFlex, log in. You see my login is Navy Nuke because I was a nuclear engineer in the Navy. And come in over here on the left, you see the shortcuts, illustrations. I would click on that one. Start a new case. Come on. Mutual of Omaha, United of Omaha, that is the life insurance part of Mutual of Omaha. And then in this one, most times when I'm doing an IUL, I'm doing the Index Universal Life Express. In this case, for the children, you have to do, and the child is classified anyone under 18 years old. Anyone over 18 years old can get a regular IUL. Child IULs, you have to do the Income Advantage IUL, and it has to be $100,000, okay? Now I hit create client, and I go in, and I just put the name in. Mr. John Smith Jr. He's going to be 14 years old, male. We are in the state of Georgia. Get that Alabama up off of there, Corey. And we have that. On the next tab, I'm going to do a no solve. So like I said, for the children, it has to be $100,000, and I'll just put in $50 for this example, okay? Disbursements, we don't have to change anything here. Index strategy, no change here. Policy options is going to be increasing. And under premium mode, put BSP, which means monthly. You don't have to touch these other 3 tabs. Oh no, I don't need that one. Under agent info, just put my name in. Address, phone number. And then I hit this little gear up here, and it starts calculating it for me. Once it gets finished calculating, then it'll come out with our PDF form that we use when we do the illustrations to show how this works. Okay. While this is calculating, anybody have any questions real quick?
I have a quick question, Gregory.
Yes, sir.
So first of all, this is I love when you do these trainings. This is fantastic. Guys, I hope you're taking notes and paying attention to this, because the first thing is WinFlex is very important with Mutual of Omaha if you're going to do any IUL, because unless they've changed it here recently, you have to have what they call an illustration page that has
to have an illustration. Yep.
So the illustration page breaks down. That's why he's building this. So he's building this summary so he can show this to the client. The second part of about that is sometimes I know WinFlex, some people are like, man, this is so hard to get set up. I know how to set them up, but when Michael asked me to help, I wanted to see if he could get through it and see what I told him. 2 things, he figured the rest of it out. But I know a lot of us are creatures of habit. This IUL is a great product, and a lot of times I think it gets dispositioned, or it gets positioned the wrong way. And so, Gregory, my question to you is, a lot of people sell IUL because the target premium is typically lower than what they're going to see on other term products, if you will. Mm-hmm. And I think they're selling a premium as opposed to the benefits of an IUL, especially being able to provide an IUL for somebody that is a minor. So if you could talk to those 2 things, the benefits of an IUL for a minor, and I guess the benefits of a UL versus a term product, if you will.
Okay, so great. We always so me growing up, in our church, I'm big in the church. We used to have a youth instructor, and they would tell us, go to school, get your education, and get you a job. They never told us anything about how to build wealth. And we are always and I'm gonna go to church again for you real quick, Tim. And me and Tim talked about this the other night. That's why I'm saying that. It says that we should protect our children's generation as far as wealth and protection and all of that. This right here, even for an adult, before a child, even more. This sets us up for a pretty good amount. I mean, okay, $50. That's something that we can work into our budget. But as we go through this, we'll see how the money is accumulated for them, so that when they get, we're talking about a 14-year-old, we could have did it for a 4-year-old. When they get ready to go to college, maybe buy their first house, there's money there that they can use, that they won't have to be in such a financial bind. We're always talking about, we want to make sure our families are protected and all of that. This helps protect it, and it's a TFRA, a tax-free retirement account, meaning that when you get ready to pull this out, there's no penalties. You don't have to be a certain age. Like with some things, you got to be 59 and a half for some things, 62 for some. You can use this as when you want, no tax, no interest. You don't have to pay it back. It's your money, and it accumulates at a pretty decent rate, depending on how much you put in there. And it allows you to overfund this account. Now, we're talking about the monthly premium is $50. You can overfund this up to a certain amount, and I'll show you what that is, and not be taxed by the government, not be taxed by any. It's a protection. So, and
Can
as you
I
see,
add to it?
yes, ma'am.
So yeah, so I sat on, if you guys haven't sat on any of the AMS training, Brian and Paul and I did on Tuesday. It is really good because they did talk about IULs. The one I did a few weeks ago, or actually it was a month ago, they talked about how it's better to do this than do a college fund for your kid, because that's taxed. Or if your kid doesn't go to school, where an IUL is better to do instead.
Exactly. Fantastic.
Gregory, you made a point. Thank you, Christy, for adding that. And you made a point a few minutes ago. We're never taught in school to build wealth. I don't know if you guys know this or not. And then this might be something you can use as when you go into a home, if this conversation comes up. But banks own 50% of all the life insurance that's sold in the world. I don't know if you guys knew that. Banks own 50% of all life insurance that is purchased in the world. Because what they do is they buy a life insurance policy, they overfund it, and then they lend it back to us in reference to buying a car or buying a piece of property that they're going to give us what do you call it, like a mortgage or whatever the case is, to buy our houses and those kind of things. So what Gregory's talking about with this stuff is huge. What Christy just mentioned is huge. And if you understand how to position this isn't a life insurance policy. This is really a financial vehicle if positioned properly. So Gregory, back to you.
Yep. And another company that does this is Transamerica. And I say that because I first learned about IULs from a lady with Transamerica, and she told me that, said her children were like 5 and 6. She says she is funding this and overfunding this account, and when they get 26, 27, her children will be millionaires. And that's what caught my attention. I was like, wow, who talks about their children being millionaires at 26, 27, unless they got a football in their hand or a basketball, or they're an actor or something like that? Who talks about that, right? So here's an opportunity to do this at an economical way and put your children in a very good financial situation. All right. So after it calculates, this screen right here comes up, and you see it has John Smith Jr., has male, he's a male, 14 years old, from Georgia, initial death benefit, $100,000. The annual premium is $600, $50 per month. The target premium, this is important to us as agents. This is where you get paid at. You're based upon not the premium they put in, but the target premium. So this is $590 right here. This is how you're going to get paid. The older a person is, the more your target premium is going to be, even if the annual premium is still $50. The younger they are, and that's because the cost of insuring them is lower, so your target premium is going to be lower. As an older person, the cost of insuring them is higher, so your target premium will be higher. Okay. Then we have guaranteed years, 56 years. This is so. In this, the IUL is based upon. It's not connected to it, but it mirrors the activities of the S&P 500. So it's it has a range. It has a cap of 10% per year, and I'll show you that in a minute, and a floor of 0%. So basically, if the S&P 500 has a bad year and they go negative, if you had invested in that, you would go negative and lose money, part of your investment. With this one, with the floor being 0, you may not gain a whole lot, but you will never lose anything. And on the other end, if the S&P goes high, up to 10%, you'll get up to that 10%. Over 10%, then you've reached your ceiling. So it's between 0 and 10% each year of how this is calculated to give you your benefit. So the guaranteed years are 56 years, meaning that if the S&P 500 just tanked 56 years in a row, you're at least guaranteed to benefit off this policy for 56 years. And then the premium pay years is the max. So for the next 97 years, John Smith Jr. will be receiving benefits off of this policy. Okay.
So Gregory, can we pause for 2 seconds? Can you go back real quick?
Yes, sir.
Real quickly.
And
again, I don't go back. Step on your feet. Yeah, if you go back to that other slide, I just want to make sure, because when I talk to people about IULs, like agents about IULs, I think a lot of these things fly over their head. So very quickly, if you guys don't know, and I'm not trying to be silly here, S&P 500, it's a separate stock market, if you will, okay, or exchange. And all they do is they pick 500 stocks or companies, if you will, that they're going to manage in their portfolio, not 501, 500 and under, that they're going to invest in with your money or whoever puts money into the S&P 500, right? So it is an internationally recognized organization, if you will, right? But what Gregory is saying, and 2 things that I want to point out. Gregory, can you talk very briefly, because I don't want to steal your thunder here, because this is fantastic.
No, this is fine.
The initial annual premium and the target premium. Can you explain the difference between those 2 for people so that they understand what this is? Because a lot of the times when you guys show IUL, the price is cheaper. And I think that people don't explain the other parts of this to their clients, I guess. So if you could hit that really quick.
Yeah, so with an IUL, you can just about say how much you want to pay, but you always want to make sure that you're putting in enough to fund the policy so that the calculations year after year will keep the policy funding. The more you put in, the more the premium pay years will be. I mean, up to a maximum, up to 100, till you turn 120, which is this one kind of like maxed out the number of years. So the initial premium, like I said, is $50 a month. So 50 times 12 is 600. And then your premium, like I said, your target premium is based upon the fact of how much does it cost the insurance company to insure this person. So for a younger person, healthy, all of that good stuff, we're not even thinking about dying or anything like that. The cost to insure them is very low. So your target premium, what you're going to be paid off of, is that $590, because it doesn't cost that much to insure them. If it were an older person, I'm 56 years old, me doing the same exact thing, your target and paying $50 a month, your target premium is going to be much higher than that, because the cost to insure me, a 56-year-old male, is more than it would be for a 14-year-old male. Does that make sense?
Any questions?
Anybody? Huh?
Anybody have any questions? No, Gregory, that was great. All right, Gregory, you can move forward. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
All right.
Okay.
Anybody have any questions? Just stop me at any time. I'm trying to keep this quick, but
well, this is something that I want to learn. I mean, you talked about somebody that can be a millionaire or set up to be in a decent economic standing. So this is definitely something I want to learn, because I can get behind a product like that.
Okay, great.
And can I add one more?
Come on, Christy, help me out.
No, so I messed up my very first one when I did it months ago. And then I stayed away from IULs when then I realized I was losing business because of it. Because then other people were coming in and offering IULs. So I actually just had a client yesterday said, hey, can you please reach out to your colleagues, not realizing that I didn't know any of them. It was 5 different FFL agents who all reached out to her, and then they all kept saying, hey, did they offer you cash back? Did they offer you that, did this person offer you the IUL? Every single one of them said IUL. And she said yes. That was actually like my big sale that I had a few weeks ago with her and her husband. And so that was, again, there was 5 different FFL agents, and I had to go back and contact them all because she asked me to. But that's the thing is, if you guys don't know how to do it, and if they qualify, and the way to qualify them is if they, if you look at, if they can qualify for Mutual of Omaha term, they'll qualify for an IUL.
Exactly.
So that's
Yep.
that, yeah.
Yep. And that was going to be the next thing I said, Christy. So thank you. That to qualify, just like she said, qualify them based upon you're going to write them a Mutual of Omaha term policy. That's how they're going to be looked at. Okay. So this is page 1 when it comes up. Prepared for John Smith Jr., prepared by Gregory Pitts. I'm not going to go through all of these pages. I'm just going to hit a couple of them. So this right here, client information, has their name again, male, 14-year-old standard, non-tobacco. MEC, MEC, no. What is a MEC? A MEC is a modified endowment contract. Just so you know, this is very important. Cash value of life insurance contract in the United States where the premiums paid have exceeded the amount allowed to keep the policy from being taxed. This is what Corey was talking about just a few minutes ago. You can overfund these accounts, but you can only overfund them up to a certain amount. The government will allow, and they're pretty lenient with the amounts that you can put in there. That it's great, but after a while, people will just put so much in there, and the government won't be able to tax it. So they have a limit you can put in there, and I'll show you the limit at the end of it. At the end of each one of these illustrations, it'll tell you how much you can put in there. Okay. Total initial death benefit, 100,000. Increasing years, 97, $50 a month. 100-year participation. The riders, chronic illness, terminal illness, guaranteed refund option. I'll show you what that is in a few minutes. And then the optional paid up life insurance rider to prevent the policy from lapsing if you didn't pay the premium. Okay. So this is how it's calculated. People always say, well, how is the percentage calculated each year? So a hypothetical example, just say the day that you get your policy, and this mirrors the S&P 500. The day you get your policy, S&P 500 was 2,000. A year later, it increased to 2,150. So the index interest would be calculated as follows: 100% times 2,150 minus 2,000 divided by 2,000, which gives us 7.5%. And anybody who knows, who deals with numbers and all of that, that's just basically how you calculate a percentage increase. Okay. Any questions on that? All right. Just stop me I'm trying to go fast, but stop me if you guys have any questions. Okay, this page right here. This is historically the past 25 years average interest rate for the S&P 500. So the minimum was 3.93, average 6.2, maximum 7.71. So when you look in this little grid right here, it shows you over the past 25 years what S&P annual return was, calendar years 2001 to 2020. The third one is 100-year participation. I told you that the cap was 10% and the floor was 0%. So let's just look at 2001. S&P lost 13.4%. If you were invested directly into that, you would have lost 13.04% of your investment. But with the IUL, once it goes below 0, you don't lose anything else. You may not gain a lot, but you won't lose anything. Okay. And then on the other end of the spectrum of 2003, you see where it says 26.38%. It went up that high. Your interest would go up to the cap, which was 10%, and that's what you would get for that year. Just look at 2004, that was kind of like in the middle, 2005 in the middle, 8.9%, 3%. Since those were between 0 and 10, you got those percentages. Any questions on that? Does that make sense?
2 seconds here, Gregory, because I know
Yes,
we're talking on 9 o'clock. I could sit here and listen to you all day.
Yeah,
This is amazing. No, you're good. You're good. Guys, in my opinion, other than the page that shows what your target premium and what your actual premium is, and a couple of other things, this is probably, in my opinion, one of the most important pages of this, because what you're showing people is, because people think, if it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. A lot of times people don't get, like, if the S&P crashes, which he's showing you in 2001, it crashed 13.4%, right? It crashed, but you can see they didn't lose anything. The client does not lose a penny. But if it jumps up 15%, you're still capped at a 10% growth. You're still making money. So you could potentially end up with more money in your account than you really have in life insurance. Is that right, Gregory?
Yep. And I'm getting ready to show you that.
That's what makes it so, and that's why I said it's a very simple product in my opinion, but it's really explained incorrectly. People sell this because of the rate, not because of the actual benefit that this can provide. Exactly what Gregory mentioned before. These things can be overfunded, and this is a way that people can literally set their children up to be millionaires in 30, 40 years based on what it's doing, and they never participate in the loss. This is an unbelievable product. Go ahead, Gregory.
All right, I'm going quick again. Stop me if you need me to. So, if everybody can see this, you see the end of year policy. This is the year that you've had the policy. The number of years you've had the policy. At age is the age that you're going to be. Annual premium outlay, $650 a month, and then the guaranteed refund option benefit. If you can see all the way at the bottom, it says guaranteed refund option benefit is available upon full surrender during the 60-day period following the 15th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 25th policy year. In the 15th year, you can get back 50% of everything you put into this just by saying, okay, I just want my money back. You can get up to 100%, and it's going from the year 20 through 25. So that's just what that means. Okay, now we're going to be looking at the third one. You see guaranteed, alternate scale, non-guaranteed, and the non-guaranteed. That's the one we're going to be looking at right there, based upon the 6.2%, because that's been the average over the last 25 years. Accumulation value, that's going to be your money. Surrender value, if we're in insurance, we shouldn't understand that. And surrender value, the death benefit starts out at $100,000, but if you don't use your death, you don't use anything out of the accumulation value, and you died in any year, what's in accumulation value will be added to the death benefit. In a whole life policy, you're going to get the death benefit. That's it. I don't care how much cash value goes back to the company. Your family gets the death benefit. The most your family's going to get is the $100,000 in a regular whole life. And this one, they're going to get the death benefit plus the accumulation value. So for year one, for our 14-year-old, now he's 15, accumulation value is $367. Death benefit is $100,000, $367,000. Let's just say in year 10, now he's 24, getting out of college, all of that is $4,859. Remember, you're only paying $50 a month, and the death benefit is now $104,859. 20 years, he's 34, $14,803. Death benefit $114,803. Continue to go up. Let's look at when he turns 50. Now it's 36 years in, he's 50 years old. It's $48,000 of accumulation value, still paying $50 a month. And the death benefit now is $148,278. So now it's like almost about like 1.5 of what the death benefit was in the beginning, right? Okay, let's go to when they retire. Think about retire around 65, been in it 51 years. Now it's $121,000, $564. Now the death benefit is more than doubled, $221,546. Okay, let's look at age 75. Now it's $210,228. Death benefit, if you have not used any of that money, is $310,228. Okay. Now, because we put in $50, you see how it's accumulating. If longevity is in this family, 90 years old, $382, in the accumulation value, $482, and $172 in the death benefit. Now, I'm going to skip down to this page right here because we're running out of time. So To keep the policy, you see these 4 numbers on here: minimum pay, guideline maximum level, Tamara 7 pay, guideline single premium. The minimum premium that must be paid per year is $384 to keep the policy intact. So if there's some reason some way you didn't have $50 a month, you couldn't pay the $600 the whole, throughout the year. As long as you paid $384, the policy will stay intact. You won't probably make any money in your accumulation value, but that $100,000 death benefit is protected. What I love about this is the best part of this whole thing to me. Guideline maximum level. This is how you can overfund this. $600 a year is what you're paying. You can overfund this per year up to $2,615. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, like 4.5 times what you were supposed to put in there. You can overfund this and not have to pay any taxes on it. And when you do that, those numbers that we just showed you will go increasing exponentially because you've overfunded it so much. That's
how the rich get richer, right? And this is how they take care of their kids. Correct, Gregory?
Yep, that is exactly how they will. So it's tax time, isn't it? Tax time right now. I ain't paying those $600. I'm gonna throw $2,600 in there and not worry about this till next year again. Boom. You have overfunded this. You have kept it tax free. You have major money go crazy in that for your kids, and it's great. Now, this Tamara 7 pay. This is the most you can put. It's a test to make sure that you don't overfund this for 7 years. You can't put in more than $4,100 per year into this. I mean, you can't put in more than $4,161 in 7 years in this account. This kind of protects this from being way overfunded. So this is it's a test they look over a 7-year period and make sure that you haven't put in more than $4,161 over a 7-year period. And that protects you from the tax implications with the government. Also, guideline single premium, you can pay $11,056.08 one time and not have to pay any more. And all of the numbers that we just went over will be intact. Whew, I got through all of that. So any questions? I know I went through that fast, but
yes, I want more training on this product. I definitely want more training in this product. So I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And Gregory, sometime in the next couple of weeks, I'll let you slide for the next few days. If I don't hear from you, I'll reach back out to you. We'll slow things down and go through this and just ask some questions as we go through. But this is really important, guys. WinFlex is not hard to get it set up. But I'm telling you, you will look like a consultant of consultants as opposed to an agent that's just coming in there and saying, "Oh, this is $45 a month, or you can get $100,000 worth of coverage for your kid." When you break this down this way and show them what's actually going to be in there and that they can overfund it, and those kind of things, like it's almost a no-brainer. It really is. Yeah, it's a no-brainer, and it's a way to set your kids up that they put it and leave it in there. I mean, look what they'll have. As Gregory mentioned, now let's just say to age 90. I mean, there's almost $500,000 there if you go all the way over to the death benefit. So
I did this for I wrote 4 of these last Monday. 2 of them for their kids. They did $100 a piece. 15 and 16-year-olds, $100 a piece for their kids. This thing, by the time they were like 80 something, it was over $1 million in there. $1 million
for $100 bucks.
$100
I mean,
a month.
That's the best gift you can give your kids, and they won't even know it. Yeah. This is going to happen for my kid. I can tell you that for sure. Any other questions for? Yeah, go ahead.
Does the child IUL have living benefits?
Yeah. So remember, I showed you the critical. Let me go back to.
Oh, okay. I missed that.
Yeah. No problem. It's right here.
Okay.
It is.
I answer your phone.
The accelerated death benefit for critical illness and for terminal illness. You see that under the riders?
Yes, I see it now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So get yourself set up on WinFlex. Do a couple dummy illustrations. Keep in mind, guys, when you do this, do you still have to get an illustration signed on this, even though it's child IUL?
So on page, and I didn't show it because of the time.
That's okay.
But right here, page 23, you're gonna do, if you don't have DocuSign or somewhere to send that to somebody, please get it, because you attach this to DocuSign, you send that to them, you sign on the bottom line and date it, they sign electronically, and you send it right to the company. You attach it to your application. and you send it right to Mutual of Omaha. They'll look at it, boom, 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 boom. They'll build it, and then they'll, issue it and send it to them.
So before we go, Greg, if you'll stay here for just a second.
Yep.
This page kills more IULs than anything else in the insurance business.
It does. Yes, it does.
So check this out. As what Gregory's mentioning, if you don't remember anything else we say today, if you're going to help people and provide them with the IULs, you better invest in DocuSign or one of the, services or whatever they are that you can sign right there on the spot. Upload this, have them sign it, do all that stuff right then and there. Because then if you don't, you're going to have to try to get back in contact with them later. You're going to have to send all this stuff in and all that other stuff. And guess what? You're going to lose the deal because of it.
And then there's one more thing you got to do. One more thing, you got to send this certificate of completion from DocuSign to them to let them know that you did not sign this for them, because I did one last night. This is one I did last night. As you see, they look at the IP address to make sure the IP addresses are different. So this is the one that I did last night. So you attach that, and then what I do when I get done, I get the application number, policy number. I go and do an email, which I did. And this is what I did. I just did an email, DocuSign certificate for policy, blah, 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 blah. I attach this to it and send that to them too. Okay.
Another thing too, DocuSign is probably the best to use, because I was using something else. So that's what held up mine in December, was because whatever I used, they finally, one of them approved, and then the other one came back and said, sorry, you're not using one of our approved ones, systems, in which DocuSign is. So I finally switched over. Another easier way they told me to do it, it's faster approved, if at the very end of the application, you could do attachments. So I save it as a PDF, and then I save the certificate, and I name it, and then you just make sure that you just attach both. Like you can attach up to like 5 or 6 attachments in the application, but they said that's faster to do it that way.
And you know what, Chris, the only reason I did it like this is because the first time I couldn't attach both of them. I don't know, maybe it was just my iPad. So I just attached the illustration and I just emailed the other one. So if you can attach both of those to it, that's great.
Yeah, here's how you do it. Before you attach the first one, you have to select attachment. There's a checkbox, select box 1 and 2.
Okay.
And then hit attach, and then then you'll say for the first one, you'll say illustration. The second one, you say other, and then you'll attach the certificate.
Yep. Okay. All right. Great. All right, Corey, if no other questions, back to you, buddy. And if anybody has any questions, let me know. We can, if we need to do just a separate training one day, Corey, or something, we can break this down to do the IULs, then let's do it.
Very good. You want to unshare your screen?
Yep.
I think I have the hosting, and that way we can get everybody back on there, I think. There we go. All right, guys, I know usually we go through leadership to share a couple things. I'll just go to, no disrespect to anybody, but I'm going to go to Mark. Anything you'd say to close out? You're on mute, dude. Still on mute.
Sorry about that. I've been coughing, so I've been having the mute on. My apologies. So, guys, we have 2.5 weeks to Miami. If you're not signed up, get there for sure. But otherwise, factor that into your production. If you're going to be gone for 3 or 4 days, get after it the next 2 weeks. We got some weather coming here where I live next couple days. Plan for that. Those that are up to speed on Zoom and phone calls, you'll be that much further ahead, in my opinion. I'm not one of those people. I need to up my game on that as well. But the opportunities here, the numbers Corey showed earlier for the forecasting for the year are crazy. For our team, I think 5 million is a minimum. The way we're growing, it just, if you watch what's going on every day, new riders, people throwing up bigger numbers, it's going to happen quick. I predict by April, May of this year, we're going to be blowing away the $5 million track, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it. Thanks for the plug for Miami. I'm going to start playing Will Smith Miami and sending it to you guys, so you guys will make sure you get registered. Below. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it.
Hey, man, just everything Mark said, guys, do whatever you can short of an illegal act to get to Miami, because again, it will change your business. And it's guys, every excuse in the world will work. Why not to go? I don't care if it's money. I don't care if it's time. I don't care. Just figure out a way to get there. It's free. It's free. You just got to get there. And if you're serious about your future, and I know everybody is, we wouldn't be on this call. Just relay that to your folks. Get to Miami.
Absolutely. Thanks, Milo. Let's say Renee, before we close out here.
They pretty much said it all for this week. I mean, honestly, I think anytime you can get near the fire, as you say, and you have an opportunity to hear things from people that you don't get to talk to on a regular basis, and anytime you get with a group of people, especially people that are really performing and at the top of their game on everyday basis, there's always going to be something that you can acquire from those people. Make sure you have a notepad and pen and be ready to write anything and everything that you can, because you don't know when you're going to get another opportunity unless it's next year at the next convention. But life has a way of happening. So if this is the only time that you can, set some time aside and pour into yourself and allow other people to pour into you, take advantage of that while you can. And just do it, guys. Just do it. That's all I got.
Thanks, Renee. Hope you feel better. Ramon.
Hey, it's a beautiful Friday. Excellent day to protect some families. Let's have a good rest of your week.
All right, let's get it. Weekend Warrior time. All right, Salazar.
Corey. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, just for everybody, it's a great Friday and stuff. Like I always say, embrace change. If you like change, great. If you don't, too bad. Embrace it. You'll be doing great things. So
appreciate it, Mike. Keep up the great work. And
Thank
then GP, we'll end with you. And then Andy, if you have anything.
I just one thing. I just got a message from WorkSpots. Everybody on WorkSpots, 30% off all internet leads. So jump on it, guys. I just got it just a few seconds ago. I see some people shaking their heads. So thank you.
Gregory, anything that you would say to close out?
Said enough. I mean, just anybody with children, you want to talk to them about that. At least mention it to them. My good friend Millage, I know you, Corey, you know him, Brandy, you know him.
Oh, yeah.
He set this up for his daughter when she was just a little thing, and she's like 20 years old. He said she doesn't have a care in the world now. That's already set up for her. She is all set. So how great would it be to get the legacy started now as they're little, and then when they get older, we ain't worried about it.
Great. It's beautiful. Appreciate it. Gregory, as always, love your trainings, man. They're always spot on. They're always really good. It's always something that we don't really talk about a lot. And you educated me today. I didn't even know there was such a thing as a child IUL with Mutual Omaha. I know a lot of companies don't do them. So that's fantastic. And I appreciate it because my daughter's she'll thank you later on in life because this is going to happen for sure. So appreciate it. Amy, anything that we need to do administratively or anything like that at all? We good? Fantastic. All right, guys, let's go. Weekend Warrior time. Appreciate you guys very much. Stay safe out there. Be great. Wear your mask.
Bye, guys.
Great job, Gregory. Good luck, everybody.
Thank you. Bless you.
Thank you. Have a good day.